Morning, fellas. Welcome back to Classic Garage. Here's how we find which lifter it is that's ticking. First, take the valve cover off. Get a strip of cardboard like this, the length of this side here, and put it up there just to make sure oil doesn't splash around. Start the engine. And it's not too loud, but one of these is for sure ticking. I already know that it's this one. The way that we determine that, let me stop the engine, so I just wanted to show you. Just so that you can hear me better. What you do is you put your finger on the side of each rocker arm. Some of them will feel smooth when they go. And you go all the way along, putting your finger on the side where it pivots from, and it should feel smooth. If one of them doesn't feel smooth, like this one here, you'll kind of feel I would describe it as almost like putting your hand against the side of a bell while it's ringing. You'll feel it kind of resonate up through the rocker arm, and that's your ticking lifter. Now you can fish these out. You can take the rocker arm off and fish the lifter out with a magnet, but sometimes you clean them and it makes them better. Sometimes you clean them and it makes it worse. In this case, it made it worse. And your best bet is to get a new lifter and break it in just on your old cam. It's not too hard to do. Forgive me for the strange editing. I forgot to mention you should do this test with the engine running. I only shut the engine off so that you could hear me. So you put your finger on the side of each rocker arm while the engine is running and feel them. And like I said, if you feel one that has some resonating in it, it won't feel the same as all the other ones. That's your ticking lifter. Now, I've taken lifters apart before and put them back in, clean them up on the inside. They're kind of hard to get apart sometimes, but you can do it. Sometimes it makes it better, and sometimes the dirt is what was holding them together in the first place. So there was one engine. I bought a junkyard engine and rebuilt it, and there were a bunch of stuck lifters. I think about 4 or 5 of them. And I took them all apart and cleaned them and put them back together. And one of them out of the 4 or 5 didn't come around. It was terrible. It sounded like hitting a hammer against the engine block. It sounded bad. But sometimes you can do that, sometimes not. I would get another lifter and plan on putting it in before you go tearing stuff apart, just in case it doesn't come around. One other thing to know is if your engine has a lot of miles, the lifters can be hard to get out because they widen on the bottom from the wear and they won't come out from the top. So you might have trouble there. This one has 62,000 miles and they came out just fine. I don't know at what mileage or where they start to get difficult to come out. Now, if you put a new lifter in there and you go to break it in, what you do, you put it all in, you put it back together, put the valve cover on, you start the engine, and as soon as it starts, bring it up to about 2000 RPM. I can't tell you what 2000 RPM sounds like. I don't put a tachometer on. I just know you put the engine at high speed, but don't, race it. Just give it a little speed. And you hold it there for 20 minutes. Around 20 minutes or something. I don't know if it'll blow up if you don't do that, but that's what I've been told and that's what I've always done, and I haven't had trouble yet. So, it's advice worth following. Anyhow, that's how you find which one of your lifters is making that racket. I will see you next time, and thank you for watching. And remember, by subscribing, you're helping me to keep old cars like this on the road. Have a nice day.